everyone, welcome back, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Tawana and my channel is Study with TK, where we study together to get prepared for the real estate license exam. This is my second video and we will be going over more vocabulary words from units 3 and 4. I wanted to go ahead and dive in because in this video there are a few more words than from last week, and I don't want to make the video too long, so if you guys are ready, let's go ahead and get started. PITI, acronym for Principal, Interest, Taxes, and Insurance, expenses that comprise an owner's monthly payment. Equity, the interest or value that an owner has in property over and above any indebtedness. Homeowner's insurance policy, a standardized package insurance policy that covers a residential real estate owner against financial loss from fire, theft, public liability, and other common risks. Capital gains, profit earned from the sale of an asset. Boot, money or property given to make up any difference in value or equity between two properties in an exchange. Coinsurance Clause, a clause in insurance policies covering real estate property requiring that the policyholder maintain insurance coverage generally equal to at least 80% of the property's actual replacement cost. Replacement cost, the construction cost at current prices of property that is not necessarily an exact duplicate of the subject property, but serves the same purpose or function as the original. Liability coverage, insurance that covers injuries or losses sustained within the home. Agency, the defined legal relationship that a broker, managing broker, or residential leasing agent representing the sponsoring broker may have with buyers, sellers, landlords, or tenants. General agency, one who is authorized by a principal to represent the principal in a specific range of matters. Agent, one who acts or has the power to act for another. A fiduciary relationship is created under the law of agency when a property owner, as the principal, executes a listing agreement or management contract authorizing a licensed sponsoring broker to be his agent. Brokerage Agreement, a written or oral agreement between a sponsoring broker and a consumer for licensed activity to be provided to a consumer in return for compensation or the right to receive compensation for another. They may constitute either a bilateral or unilateral agreement between the sponsoring broker and the sponsoring broker's client, depending upon the content of the brokerage agreement. All exclusive brokerage agreements must be in writing. Consumer, a person or entity seeking or receiving license activities. Client, a person who is being represented by a licensee, the principal. Customer, a consumer who is not being represented by the licensee, but for whom the licensee is performing ministerial acts. Compensation, the valuable consideration given by one person or entity to another person or entity in exchange for the performance of some activity or service. Confidential information, the information given by a client to a licensee during the term of a brokerage agreement that the client requests the licensee keep in confidence. The client's request can be in writing or verbally, relates to the client's negotiating position, or could do damage to the client's negotiating position if disclosed. Principal. Principal has three different meanings. 1. A sum loaned or employed as a fund or an investment as distinguished from its income or profits. 2. the original amount, as in a loan, or the total due and payable at a certain date. Or 3, a main party in a transaction, the person for whom the agent works, the client. Fiduciary, one who is placed in a position of trust and confidence, such as a broker employed under the terms of a listing contract or buyer agency agreement. Fiduciary duties, certain duties owed by a real estate licensee to a principal, including the duties of care, obedience, loyalty, disclosure, accounting, and confidentiality. Commingling, the illegal act by a real estate licensee of mingling client or customer funds with the licensee's personal funds. Conversion, the wrongful appropriation of property belonging to another, for example, earnest money. Also, the process of changing a property status from rental to condominium. Material fact, any fact that, if known, might reasonably be expected to affect the course of events. Puffing, exaggerated or superlative comments or opinions. Fraud, deception intended to cause a person to give up property or a lawful right. Negligent misrepresentation occurs when the broker should have known that a statement about a material fact was false. Latent defect, a hidden structural defect that could not be discovered by ordinary inspection and that threatens the property's soundness or the safety of its inhabitants. Some states impose on sellers and licensees a duty to inspect for and disclose latent defects. Express agency, an agency relationship based on a formal agreement between the parties. Implied agency, agency internationally or otherwise created by action or deed. Express contract, a contract in which the parties formally express their intention to establish an agency relationship and state its terms and conditions. Listing agreement, a contract between an owner as principal and a real estate sponsoring broker as agent, by which the sponsoring broker is employed as an agent to find a buyer for the owner's real estate on the owner's terms, for which service the owner agrees to pay a commission. Buyer agency agreement, a principal-agent relationship in which the sponsoring broker is the agent for a buyer with fiduciary responsibilities to the buyer. Implied contract, a contract under which the agreement of the parties is demonstrated by their acts and conduct. Gratuitous agency, an agency that exists even if no fee is involved. Agency coupled with an interest, an agency relationship in which the agent is given an estate or interest in the subject of the agency, the property. Universal agent, a person empowered to do anything the principal could do personally. General agent, one who is authorized by a principal to represent the principal in a specific range of matters. Special agent, one who is authorized by a principal to perform a single act or transaction. A real estate broker is usually a special agent authorized to find a ready, willing, and able buyer for a particular property. Designated agent, a licensee authorized by a sponsoring broker to act as the agent for a specific principal in a particular transaction. Single agency, The representation of a single principal, which could be a buyer, seller, landlord, or tenant. Dual agency. The agent represents both parties, the seller and the buyer, in a transaction. Dual agency requires equal loyalty to two separate principals at the same time. All right, guys, that's the end of this video. Thank you all for watching. I hope that you all liked it. And if you did, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to try to study a certain amount of words each day. The more that you study, the easier that it will be to remember. Also, if you haven't done this already, create a playlist for yourself on your YouTube channel just for your studying. That way you can save these videos and listen to them anytime that you have free time. Okay, so thank you all for watching once again, and until next time, good luck and happy studying. Bye.